Epic Universe has probably become the most hyped up theme park ever. Even before the park opened, there was so much speculation buzzing around, and every single theme park enthusiast knew about this park. Universal poured so much into this park, it's not even funny. So with all the hype building around Epic Universe, where does this leave Disney? Well, basically nowhere. We all know by now that Epic Universe is open, and Disney actually thought it would be good for them. They thought that it would bring in more crowds into Orlando, therefore more people would go to Disney. Unfortunately for the mouse, this was not the case. Epic Universe brought more people into Orlando and more people into Universal rather than Disney. How is this possible? Well, everything that Epic Universe has, Disney also has. Believe it or not, Universal is trying to build on their nostalgia. Universal is actually building a kids park. I know, it's insane. They've never done anything like that before. Universal as a whole has always been centered around one thing. Mostly thrills. And you can see this in their park. You can see it in Halloween Horror Nights. Universal does thrills really well. Unfortunately, that's only half the people visiting theme parks. Universal has not really been focusing on kids and families. I mean, sure, there's some attractions like Minions and Nintendo, DreamWorks. I mean, but overall, they have never really done anything like that before. Disney, on the other hand, is all about families. That's their main thing. That's what they do. That's why people visit Disney. Because it's more family-friendly than Universal, and that's the way it's always been. Right? Well, I'm sorry to say, Disney, but Universal has just turned over a new leaf because they're opening family attractions. Look at Epic Universe. Half the lands there are geared towards kids and families. Actually, no, never mind. Disney, you don't have to worry, because you'll always have nostalgia, right? You'll always get those Disney adults to come to your parks. Universal could never. Even though they got stuff for kids now, they still couldn't. As insane as it sounds, Universal now has nostalgia. Why? Because if they open attractions for kids, those kids will grow up and remember them, and that's where nostalgia comes in. So, what does Disney have left on Universal? Little to nothing. Something that I find absolutely hilarious is that Disney is actually trying to copy Universal. Take a good look at Villains Land. This is concept art for a future land at Disney. Now let's look at Dark Universe. Does that seem similar to anyone? Look, I know both of these lands are faced in the horror genre, which is why they both look very, very similar. Now, I don't think Disney is copying Universal for color coordination and things like that. I think they're trying to gear more attractions toward older kids because that's something Universal has. And now that Universal has that nostalgia factor, or will very soon have that nostalgia factor, they're all set. They have things for all ages. Parks for all ages, rides for all ages. I mean, they have stuff for everyone. Does Disney have that? Well, not really. At least not yet. I mean, you could argue Galaxy's Edge and, Tower of Terror are geared towards older kids. But as a whole, there's not a lot of thrills at Disney World. You guys see what I'm trying to say here? Universal has a more dynamic attraction lineup. They have more variety in their rides. I mean, strictly looking at Epic Universe, as I said earlier, they have stuff for kids, stuff for teens, and stuff for adults. Heck, they have stuff for everyone. And I'm not excluding Universal Studios or Islands of Adventure because they have stuff for all ages as well. Toon Lagoon, Seuss Landing, Marvel Superhero Island. Although I do feel like the Cat in the Hat ride probably has to go, but that's beside the point. What point will Disney have something for teens? A good thriller land. Something maybe actually scary, you know? Alright, for some time, let's look on the bright side for Disney. What does Disney have for teens? Tower of Terror. Galaxy's Edge, kind of, yeah. Mission Space. I don't think a lot of people want to ride that, but yeah, I guess you could count that. Let's focus more on the horror genre, like pure scariness. What do they have? Let me think for a second. You know what, let me think forever, because there's nothing. They don't have anything in the horror genre. Just take a look at Universal's movies. They have things like Migration, The Wild Robot, Illumination, The Grinch, Minions. Then they have movies like Wolfman, Jurassic World, Back to the Future. Universal has a lot of movies, and a lot of their movies have variety. I mean, let's face it, the closest thing Disney has to that is zombies. And no, I did not forget about Pirates of the Caribbean, but let's be honest, that's not a horror movie. It's just, kind of weird. I don't know. Look, I get it. Disney's not geared towards teens that much. All I'm saying is if you want a park with more variety, you're probably going to be better off at Universal because they have a lot more things for all ages. Do I believe Villains Land will help? I really hope so. I mean, it's probably not going to open in a while, not until like the 2030s. So, maybe Disney needs to think outside the box a little bit. Think outside of their IPs. But you know that Walt Disney wanted a theme park focused on families. But now that people can go to Universal for that, they need something else. If Disney could open a park for teens, what would it look like? Remember when I said Pirates of the Caribbean wasn't exactly horror? It's not. Look, Pirates of the Caribbean is probably the scariest movie Disney has. The scariest movie they've made. If Disney were to take the level of horror they poured into Pirates of the Caribbean and put it into their parks, that would probably spread out the age for the park. What I'm trying to say here is Disney has the capability. They 100% do. I do feel like they're just trying to stay loyal to what Walt Disney's idea for a perfect theme park was, which the world's a different place now. Disney could do so much better. I know they have the money. Instead of pouring millions of dollars into terrible movies, they need to start focusing more on their parks. And honestly, I feel like Disney doesn't have that much nostalgia anymore because all of their old rides they're just retheming to new dumb stuff that no one cares about. Maybe Disney could make like a Pirates of the Caribbean land or something. Or a really cool Disney dark ride. I mean, they have Marvel. Why haven't they done anything with that? I mean, Disney, come on. Think of the possibilities. I feel like Disney is trying to protect their fan base. Like, they're trying to not lose something that they have. I say they're trying because they've already lost it. At least with me. Another thing with Disney parks is they have a weird combination of old rides and new rides that they're trying to fill in for the park. I do believe that the new things coming to Disney are gonna help. And overall, it's good for families to go to Disney. But lately, due to the lack of attendance, I've kind of lost hope in Disney. Overall, I hope they do well, but I'll be going to Universal this summer instead. Anyway, thank you guys for watching this. I will see you guys later. Goodbye.